Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Monday the 8th of February's RE lesson. And today we're going to look at places of worship, a Muslim mosque. Now, before we looked at a place of worship, we looked at the church and the key features of a church and a place of worship being the church and what we saw inside and outside. This is going to be a different place of worship for a different religion. So here's a quick video that's going to be on the Sway Point, so you can watch this and follow a young girl and her family and her daily prayers of being a Muslim and going and visiting their local mosque. So today we're going to learn about what we might see and experience at the mosque and why it's an important place for many people. And a mosque is a place of worship for Muslims. Here are a few images of a couple of some mosques, and see if you can pause the video and think of some similarities and some differences between the places of worship we've looked at. Think about the features of a church and what we saw outside of the church from last week. Do you see the same features on a mosque? What's the same and what's different? Have a look and take a few minutes to think. What did you find? Did you see the same features of a church, or did you see something different? What about the golden tops of a mosque? They're very different to a church. There are towers on our mosques, and we had a clock tower on the church, but these are a little bit thinner, and sometimes there are more of them on a mosque. But a mosque is a place of worship for Muslims, and Muslims worship the religion of Islam. So why do people go to a mosque? Muslims go to a mosque to pray, and there are services every day, but the most important day to go to a mosque and the most important service and prayer is on a Friday. And many Muslims believe that praying together makes them feel like a part of the family. So lots of Muslims like to go to the mosque, and it's where they all join together to worship their religion of Islam and pray together and be part of a religious family. Now, inside a mosque, there's often a school where people can learn Arabic. Arabic is a different language. Arabic is the language that the Holy Book, the Quran, is written in. It's very different to our English language, and it doesn't have letters like the English language. It has different symbols to represent the words, so it takes people a long time to learn how to read their holy book, the Quran. But inside a mosque there is a school to help people learn to read that holy book. There are also festivals, weddings and funerals that also take place in a mosque, just like the other places of worship that we looked at. So what are the features outside of a mosque? Now, we looked at the golden domes at the beginning, at the images at the beginning. The dome is not always golden and gold, but it is always on top of the mosque. It is a main key feature of outside of a mosque. And on top of that dome, you will see a crescent and a star. And the crescent and the star is the religious symbol of Islam. And the towers, the thin towers that we looked at, a minaret. A minaret is where the man stands at the top and calls people in for their daily prayers and reminds people that it's the time to sit down, to kneel down and pray. Now, inside a mosque, there are lots of different features. There is a shoe rack and a washroom. That's very different to the other places of worship we've looked at. But when you enter a mosque, you must take your shoes off before you enter. And Muslims must wash before they enter the main hall. Now, they must do this to show a sign of respect. They take off their shoes, wash their hands and their face and their nose and their mouth and their arms to show a sign of respect to their religion, because the mosque is their sacred meaning it's their special place. So they show their respect by doing those things and being clean and cleanly before they walk into their building. Now, when they're in their main hall ready to pray, they don't sit on seats and pews like other places of worship. They each have a prayer mat. They lay their prayer mat on the floor and kneel down to pray together to their God. Now, men and women don't pray together. They must pray separately, and that is part of their Islamic religion. The Quran is their holy book that we talked about, that's in Arabic language, a different language, and that stands in a special place within the mosque on a wooden stand that is read out each time people pray. Now, the Tajbih beads hang around the mosque to help worshippers think about Allah. Allah is their God. Allah is the God of Muslims and the Islamic religion, and it is the person that each person prays to. Now, the mihrab is an alcove inside a mosque. Now, take a look at this picture and look at the images and the patterns and the colours that you can see. Look at the beautiful bright colours. And it is a place in the mosque, a little alcove, a little hole, doorway, and it's always in the direction of Mecca. Now, Mecca is a special place in Saudi Arabia, and it is a special sacred place for Muslims. And it's always in the direction, the alcove is, or the mihrab is always in the direction of Mecca. So when people lay down, kneel down to pray, they are facing the way that they would travel in to look at Mecca. Now, take a look at the images. Look at the colours and the patterns that you can see. Look at the golden dome and the ceilings and the lamps that you would see inside a mosque. Take a listen to the music. It is spoken in the Arabic language. This is a sound that you will hear when you enter the mosque. This is the music and the prayers of the Arabic language and the Islamic religion. And this is the sound that people pray to when they're in the mosque. It's a very different language, isn't it? So take a look at the images that you see. You might want to pause the video to have a look at the patterns and the colours, because this will help you with your task. Let me just stop that music for you. Right, our task today. You can either draw a mosque using the images that you've seen. Here's an image of the outside of the mosque. You can either draw a mosque and colour it in and use the patterns that you can see throughout this video to help you draw the outside of a mosque. Or you can choose an important feature of the mosque, and here's some images to remind you of the features that we've looked at throughout this video. You can choose one of those features, such as the beads or the Quran or the crescent and the star, and you can draw those and colour those in. A challenge for some boys and girls is to draw your image and colour it in, and see if you can write a short sentence to describe your drawing. What did you draw, and what happens, and what does it do within the mosque? What is the reason for your image? Here is also a template of the outside of the mosque that mums and dads might want to draw the outline to help you. So you can either draw the outside of the mosque and colour that in with the golden colours and the crescent and the star and the patterns that you've seen throughout the video, or choose one of the features that you saw within them. And again, the challenge is, can you write a sentence to describe your drawing? So good luck, and don't forget to upload your work on Tapestry when it's finished. And hopefully I will see you all soon. Bye.